you as a player certainly is pretty much set in stone now. How do you want them to remember what you've done for this program over the last 4 years?
Well, the one thing I look at it is, we've been in the tournament a few years, been able to recruit players, been able to graduate players. I just want the program to be successful. That's all. That's all I ever. It's all about when I took the job, and that's how I feel now. So. Okay, go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, Mike, knowing this, obviously last game at Assembly Hall, what were your emotions like today? Did you try to put that out of your head? And if you'd be willing, you haven't talked about it a ton, but what went into your decision to step down in the first place?
Say that again?
Yeah, what emotions today, did you try to put it out of your mind kind of throughout the day, or what were they like? And then, if you'd be willing, you haven't talked about it much, what went into your decision to step down early this season?
Well, we're just focusing on the game. It's a very emotional game, and I think back to 1980, playing this same team for the Big Ten title. That's the only thing that was going through my head throughout the day, and wanted it so much for these seniors to win, because I knew how special that night was for me, my senior year, and walking off that floor as a Big Ten champion. We still have an opportunity to win the Big Ten tournament, just like the other 14 teams that'll be in it. So that's all I'm thinking about at this point. There's nothing else.
Todd and Seth.
Mike, you mentioned what an emotional victory this was. Two-part question. First, what do you think got the offense going in the last 5 minutes? And secondly, how does it feel to you that Trey Galloway, who's been here with you for the whole ride, was such a large part of it?
I couldn't be more proud because he's caught so much hell, and it was only fitting that he hit the biggest shot of the game tonight, to really seal it, to give us the cushion that we needed to win. So I couldn't be more proud of Trey Galloway and his career he's had here on this basketball floor. As a group, we haven't experienced very many losses in this building. We've won a lot of games in this building, and Trey's been a big part of that because he's been with me from day one. Anthony's been a part of it from day one. So I'm proud of all of our players, but I'm proud of those two guys especially because they've been with me the longest.
Seth and Daniel.
Yeah, Mike, I was actually going to ask you about that Galloway three at the end. First, it seemed like there was some confusion with the shot clock maybe, I guess what was going on there, but just, what's it like to see Trey have a moment like that on senior day?
I think we got caught not really knowing the rule. It was a loose ball. They went out on our end, so all you get is 20 seconds on the clock. So we were screaming that the clock was wrong, but Trey kept, focused, and once the pick and roll broke down, and the guy kind of went up under the screen, he stepped up and made a big shot, which is kind of nice.
Daniel.
Yeah, Mike, how do you want Trey to be remembered here?
The only thing you can remember Trey is that he plays hard, he competes, and you'd be fooling yourself if you think anything else. That's all I ever known him as. I named him Crazy Man when I first started coaching him because he was all over the place. Didn't know what you were going to get from him, but he competed. And that's all he's ever done, and for the fans to sit in here and boo him during the time that they booed him, it just wasn't right. It just wasn't, because that kid competes, he gives his heart, and have nothing but respect and love for Trace Galloway.
Mike and then Josh.
Coach, speaking of competing, on a day when shots weren't falling for most of the day, you had Goody and Leo both had career highs in rebounds with 8 apiece. What does that speak to in terms of effort?
Seniors that didn't want to lose. You know, and I rode them, I've been riding them, and, I wasn't gonna take them out at the end. I mean, if you lose, you wanna lose with your seniors on the floor, and I wasn't thinking that way. I mean, I think once we hit the 2 free throws and give us the 2-point lead, we never looked back from that point on. Our defense really got stiff, and we made play after play, and we made some good offensive plays, made our free throws, a few of them, and enough to give us the cushion to win the game.
Josh and then Angela.
Coach, your staff has been with you all 4 years, but specifically today, Yasir Roseman on the floor, screaming, calling out plays. What has he meant to you this season and all 4 years?
I mean, all my coaches have been special. You know, when I took this job, you know, after spending 34 years of my life in the NBA, it was a different move for me. And the fact that I had some college guys that had done it a while, and they always reminded me of that, called me a rookie coach when I first started, which I was like, hell, shit, I coached a lot longer than a lot of you guys. But at the end of the day, they've helped me recruit, they've helped me coach on the floor, they've helped me put film sessions together, practice sessions together. I mean, it's been, you know, there's a lot that goes into coaching, a lot that you guys will never ever know because you don't sit in the day-to-day grind that we sit in. But it's a part of what we do, but they've been very special to me, a big part of what we've done over the last 4 years.
Last question, Angela.
Coach, right here, back here. On the CBS broadcast, you said your first thoughts were, maybe I'm leaving too soon.
Well, you know, I mean, there's always gonna be that thought. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's not about me right now. It's still about this team and us going up to Indianapolis and trying to win the Big Ten tournament.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.